different caliber in singles here, but let's see what Zen can do.
Couple pass placements for Zen as we're getting into this one. 17th place at the World Championship, so right outside of top 16. Definitely no one to sleep on. Definitely no one to think they're not a threat in the bracket, but a little bit different caliber of player, especially in 1v1s. Again, all of this is related to 1v1s, but all of a sudden he said, and I took that personally, I'm going to let everybody know that I am also a very strong 1v1 player. He almost, I think he hesitated for just a second on that first side light after he got the jump away. He could have picked up the second one on the anti-air. I think he was just giving respect to Stingray because we're very early in the set.
Zen saying, I'm going to win 16% of people, so many channel points. But now Stingray back on his cannon here. Okay, Zen's spear play has been pretty solid. Tried to get a little ledge trap going. Spacing there around Stingray's option. Okay. Stingray trying to get the recovery chase down. Oh, I love that. Okay, I loved it up until it didn't work.
Tell me why you loved it.
Okay, so Stingray threw a weapon toss down to cover certain angles of Zen's recovery. Zen didn't threw a weapon up. And I feel like they were both sort of covering certain things, and it almost enabled Zen to recover, but then he missed.
It was close. It was very, very close. Yeah. But even so, it means that they're just even now instead of Zen having a giant lead. One thing we talked about, the signature kit that Stingray has that he's able to use very successfully and very safely. Wushang also, which of course is the this is the Aang crossover for Wushang. Very strong, very safe signature kit, especially on the spear and especially in twos, as you can really spam those signatures.
Them are looking at that knockout confirmed percent. Stingray. Oh!
There we see the down signature.
So much. If Zen didn't dodge there, he would have gotten hit on the edge of the stage. He dodged in. It just covered this giant zone. Oh, Stingray showing that Seven has some signatures.
Definitely. Potentially, the way you want to look at it, like the most signatures in the game because of the augment that the D-Sig does, which changes up the N-Sig and changes up the side Sig. But, man, Zen is not struggling to KO whatsoever, signatures or not. Getting the KO off the top there as Stingray is going to grab this weapon spawn right out of thin air, not disarm for too long. It's going to be the cannon in his hand. It's the dare. Oh, my gosh.
Almost getting that dodge read there.
Beautiful pickup.
Okay. Wow, Stingray getting to center stage there. Dodge into the Sair is how he gets out of disadvantage.
Oh.
Okay. Nice.
Zen is just completely changing up his approaches. I thought we were going to see a side light, but he was, again, being careful, giving respect. He didn't want to possibly whiff and not find the connection. There's the D-Light recovery off the top, and he KOs and gets game one.
Nice. Yeah, they were both looking for the D-Light towards the end there, and Stingray was able to get his. I was liking the spear play by Zen. He was making a pretty big comeback.
It was great.
There. Yeah.
He was doing a good job with it. See if we can get some numbers to that qualitative assessment. Yeah, Zen put out 415 damage on the spear compared to the 90 on gauntlets and 13 on unarmed. So definitely dominated by his spear play in terms of weapon choice, but there wasn't a domination on Stingray as he ultimately showing the better spear play there. The seasoned tournament spear player that we've come to know him as with the Orion in the past and of course with the 7 now.
Nice D-Light Sair, trying to get the setup. And notice Stingray's spacing here. He's very close to center stage, but while still putting pressure by the edge. Not too close to the edge, does not want to get reversaled, and he's putting himself at the spacing that he can whip punish a lot of Zen's options, threaten a lot of zones.
And I'm glad you point that out, because this is something that he wasn't really doing as much of before, was playing back from the corner and dashing forward right up to the edge, and then dashing back to where he just was. We just saw him do it like 3 or 4 times as you were outlining that point, and that's something he wasn't doing as much that we're used to seeing him doing previously in the last set that we saw against Impala.
And the D-Light Nair there almost getting the knockout, but ultimately Zen surviving. Oh, trying to get the reversal recovery there. Yeah, Zen's spacing pretty well too, and trying to read a dodge in perhaps? Okay.
He also might just be attempting to be careful. Okay, there's the side signature, unaugmented. He might have just been waiting for the opportunity to hopefully pick up a spear because he was being careful, but the opportunities were starting to present themselves, so he wasn't going to take that for granted and wanted to throw out those recoveries so that he could then later get back over to the spear and pick up the side stick.
I thought that was a taunt, but that was just a second. It's like, oh, what's happening? Because Aang just raised his foot.
Sometimes players will like use taunts in the game, and other times they'll just use signatures as their taunts after they knock out their opponent.
Is this a little bit of disrespect? Or
I think it's a little bit of fun banter.
Oh,
they're just
they're having a
bantering.
conversation right
Yes.
now. Zen saying, get down right now. Stingray saying, no, I'm going back to center, please. Zen saying, go up. Stingray saying,
Beautiful translation.
This is just a different version of play-by-play.
Yes. Nice!
Whoa.
Beautiful spot dodge. Yes,
Wait,
that's
okay.
another way that we taunt. Zen's getting a little saucy here.
That was so smart from Zen, spot dodging the landing aerial into a signature of his own.
It was a great D-Sig that he picked up. Of course, that also hits stacked, and then those blasts forward and behind you, again, covering both of those sides.
Right, trying to cover landings with Nair. Now got an edge guard opportunity.
Nice.
Oh, but Zen with the reversal.
Great weapon toss from Stingray. He didn't just throw it straight up above him. It was that slow arcing, using that momentum that his character had when he threw the weapon to get that forward slow arcing. So as he recovered back to the stage, that weapon toss was following him.
Okay, almost got some cannon stuff started. But Stingray just holding center, trying to bait maybe a dodge in. Okay. Stingray again, trying to get. Ooh. Now it's even. Now it was looking like all Zen, but Stingray has brought it all the way back. Now in the lead. Now they're even. Oh my god. Looking for the anti-air jab. Neutralite.
Ooh, that still hit. He was just enough ahead for that down air hit, and the bounce into the recovery pickup, and that's a KO, June.
Yeah, very smart from Stingray there. Comeback. Pretty solid comeback. I feel like it was all Zen. And then Stingray, maybe capitalizing on some of the Zen disrespect, wanted to prove to Zen, wanted to talk back to him, and said, hey, I'm up.
It was a beautiful call and response between those two in that moment. It really was a conversation. You're exactly right.
And Stingray's talking to him more.
And he picks up the first weapon, so he's talking louder. Ooh, Zen. He immediately retreated over to that soft platform before going down and going back in.
Okay, looking for this. Oh, nice spacing there. But Stingray, a little more aggressive on the edge guard this time. Doesn't want to make it predictable by any means. Okay.
So he did do the edge guard, neutral stick coming out, catching Zen in the air. He did do the edge guard, and then he went back to the main stage, and all of a sudden he wants to like slow things down for a minute. So it's just that instant changing up of the pacing to try to keep Zen on the back foot, not really feel comfortable in the rhythm of the match.
The hot and cold play style. You love to see it. Oh, that's a cannon signature.
Oh, not quite again. That high ceiling on Fortress of Lions.
Okay.
There's the side air. Unfortunately, it did bounce off the soft platform, so that's going to take away quite a bit of the momentum. He pulled out of it, but Zen was ready to reach up, but Stingray still turns it around, gets the KO, and now has the lead.
It was looking so good for Zen for a second there, but Stingray manages to reversal the reversal.
So the fact that he pulled out of that ground pound, that's because it was reasonably telegraphed. He was using it as a bait, for sure. He pulled out of it because all it would have taken was a simple punish right in the middle, except he pulled out of it a little bit too late that the Nair still had enough reach to get up, grab Stingray, and send him down.
Okay, now Zen looking for some of these. I mean, the Zen Spear has been doing super well, but I think Stingray has just been doing dominant stuff with both Spear and Cannon.
That was really close. If Cannon ground pound moved like a little bit faster, that might have found a connection. That could have been the second stock there. Zen in the orange, Cannon ground pound having a ton of strength on it, or a ton of force on it.
Okay, stacked, but Stingray coming out on top. All right.
The D-Sig on stage into the stutter step. You rarely see Spear D-Sig because it's really one of the more dangerous ones, the more riskier ones, the ones that are more easy to punish without having like the greatest reward, because it's like below and in front of you. So if you do it on stage, you're just bouncing your opponent off the stage. You're not really finding a KO. So they'll throw it on the edge, like we saw Guichibu throwing out Cannon D-Sig, and then they'll like just kind of leave it alone. You throw it out there because you're Wushang.
I feel like both these players have been so good at controlling center stage. Is this a Spear thing or like a player diff thing?
I think it's just like a really smart player thing, understanding that, hey, when you're in the center of the stage, you're farther away from the blast zone than anywhere else on the entire map. So it's a safe spot to be in. It's more of a power position. And
the range on the Spear,
the range, exactly.
compared to a shorter range weapon can threat those zones, even from the center of the stage. Oh, Zen not afraid in the corner.
He's playing Gauntlets. He should not be afraid of the corner. He has the stronger edge guard weapon here. Even though Stingray's doing a great job in defending some of these edge guards, the Gauntlets themselves, if you're just like pure matchup, it's going to be the scarier weapon to face on the edge.
You do not want to get reversaled by the Gauntlets in the corner. Oh my god. Whoa, a little stutter step, but unable to confirm.
Zen has a small lead here. There's the dodge up and the immediate fastball to land back down on the platform. Zen still has just a little bit of a lead. He needs a victory here. That's going to disarm Stingray. Has him in the red.
Wow, great down air there from Stingray. Gets the D-Light recovery.
Oh, he tried to get the follow-up with the exhausted recovery. You don't move quite as high, but it still had the potential to KO. There's the in-light. He didn't go for the D-Light. I think he was a little bit scared at how slow it was.
The wall weapon toss, center stage.
There was the D-Light.
Oh, tried to get a dodge read, but no. Stingray's the one who's going to get the confirm there.
And you saw him taunt at the end.
That was a taunt.
You saw the taunt right at the end. No love lost between these two players.
Wow.
Stingray in a 3-0 over Zen. What a down air that was. That must have been like the farthest right pixels on that down air that made a connection.
Yeah.